Hi everybody, I'm going to be showing you guys a strategy that I've been using in the Diamond League for Terran versus Terran matchups quite extensively, and it actually works fairly well, and I really don't see it used quite often. And the strategy is called the 7-8 Barracks Rush, and what that entails is quite simply you're going to get a Barracks at 7 supply, you're going to get a Barracks at 8 supply, and then you're going to push out with as many Marines possible as early as possible. And so we're doing here, now it's important to note that in this map, you know, there's obviously 2 spawn locations. This still will work. This is a 1v1 strategy, Terran versus Terran, but it still will work on 4 spawn location maps. And what you do in that case is you just send your first guy out to scout. Now, I really don't have to do this in this game, but what I'm doing is I'm doing a proxy variant of the rush, whereas basically I'm going to move this SCV out to about here, and I'm going to build the barracks here. So you could imagine if this was a 4-person map, I could be sending this guy out to scout, and he'll most certainly find the enemy well before we're ready to push out. So we're going to continue here and see what we're doing. So we're at 7 supply. Here we go. We're dropping our first barracks down to 7 supply. We're going to be building another SCV shortly. There we go. And we've got this guy just sort of chilling out here. This is where we're opting to proxy. Now, it's very important that you really don't want to clue the person in on what you're doing. You don't want them to see 2 barracks early on. If they see 2 barracks, they're probably going to hard counter the strategy, and the way they're going to hard counter it is they're going to put a bunker on their ramp. And since we're pushing out so early with Marines, really the only thing they can do, assuming they go the standard build. So we see here this guy, he's getting a barracks after his depot at about 13 supply. So he's going the standard opening. The majority of Terran players do go the standard opening. So we're going to take advantage of that fact by going 7-8 racks. So we got our second racks built here, and we got our 2 Marines queued up. Now it's important that we go in with 2, because what's going to happen with this build, assuming they go the standard build, what's going to happen is you're going to push in with 2 Marines, and they're going to have 1 just popped out. It's going to work out that they're going to have their first Marine just recently popped out, and you're going to go in with 2, and you're going to be able to kill his first Marine, and you're going to be waypointing in more from those 2 barracks. Now, usually using this build, we're going to get 8 total SCVs, 7-8 barracks, and after you get your 2 barracks up, immediately queue these first 2 Marines up like we're doing now. Now we want to build, after this, we want to build a depot. And I find in these matches that, I find in these matches you really only need 2 depots, which will give you a total of 27 supply, and you want to get to that point as soon as possible so you can just forget about depots and focus all your effort on micro. So we get our two Marines queued up. We got our first Marine here,
Gangway coming through,
and we're getting our second one. Now we're going to be building a depot shortly. So he's popping a depot down. All right, so we're going to push in. Now it's important to note that, you know, right around this time we're liable to get scouted. Okay, now the beauty of putting our barracks here is if we get a scout, he's only going to see 1 barracks, okay? And if he sees 2 barracks, I find in Diamond League play that if they see 2 barracks this early in their game, in the match, they're most likely going to put a bunker right on their ramp. And if they put a bunker on their ramp, we're screwed. The strategy's not going to work, and you're probably going to lose because your economy is at a great disadvantage using this. But since they're only going to see 1, they're probably not going to detect this. Now, it's also important to note that another variant, instead of proxying the second barracks, you could possibly hide the barracks, you know, maybe up here or down here. I mean, this probably isn't the best map for it because the base is kind of small, but you can also hide your second barracks. But I definitely insist that if you're going to try this strategy, please do not let your opponent see those 2 barracks. Make it as difficult as possible for him to see the 2 barracks. So, all right, so we're almost done our second Marine. We're building our depot. Now, once we get this next Marine out, we're going to be pushing in with these 2 Marines. There we go, pushing in. All right, now we got 55 minerals. Building another barracks. Now, as soon as we can, we want to throw down another supply depot, which will bring us up to a total of 27 supply total. And we want to get there as quick as possible because we really don't want to be worried about microing our units. There we go. We're throwing down that next supply depot. It's going to bring us to 27 supply. Now that's really going to buy us a lot of time. So really, we're going to focus all our effort on this attack. All right, here we go. So he's got 1 Marine. As you see, he's got 1 Marine. Okay, we've got 2 Marines. And this is going to happen so fast because most likely this guy is going to be, he's not expecting this. He's focused on it. You see, he's got 2 gas. This is a heavy tech build. And believe me, I've seen this in Terran vs. Terran matchups and Diamond League play. I see this time and time again. They go heavy gas. They're going mech. They're planning for the typical, Viking tank matchup where you got to get quick tanks, quick Vikings. You got to tech up fast. So we're going to take full advantage of this. So we got two Marines, and these 2 Marines are just going to take out this 1 Marine real quick. All right, so they're just fortifying now. He'll probably move back. That was a smart thing he did. He moved back, but we got more Marines coming because from this point on, this whole game, you have to be constantly producing Marines. We're going to be constantly producing Marines out of this barracks. We're going to get a total of, once this thing's done right here, we're going to get a total of 27 supply, which is going to give us a good number of Marines. So we did kill that Marine. We're bringing in another Marine, another 2 Marines, and we see Marines. He's queuing up Marines too. They're going to pop out. So it's important here in this case. Don't get too aggressive when you push in with the Marines. We have right here. We have the numerical advantage. Okay, we got 4 Marines. He's got 1 Marine. He's not going to take us out with those Marines. So we want to fortify his choke point, because the worst thing that he can do, the only thing that really can get us at this point, is if he puts a bunker down at that choke point, preventing us from getting in. So we have that fortification. So we're just going to hang out here. We're going to kill his depot here. Now early on in a game like this, these are his only 2 depots. So if we supply cap him, that's going to really he's going to really be in trouble, because he's got quite a few SCVs. He's got two geysers mined out. All right, so we're going to continue here. So we see we got all these Marines. He's trying to heal. We're going to take. We almost taken that next. We're going to push in and try to take that his Marine out. We took his Marine out. We're just sort of scouting around. All right, now he brings his SCVs in. Now it's important with this strategy. If they bring their SCVs, do not underestimate the attack ability of SCVs. If they bring their SCVs, unless you got a ton of guys, just run. I think the best thing is to run. And as you see here, this all happened so fast. So what he simply did is he's highlighted all of his SCVs on minerals, and he sent them to attack. So it's really no big loss if we're running away while he's chasing us with SCVs, because those SCVs are mining, and if they're not mining, they're not getting money, and he's not going to be able to build units. All right, so we're just going to run up. We're just going to run with these Marines. Here we go. We're running. Now, eventually, he's got to turn these guys out. He just turned them around, so we're gonna move back in. Now, just keep pushing back in. Don't let him. No, he's going again. Oh, we're gonna run again. No. Yep, we're running again. Just keep running. Now you can try to get fancy. You can cut him around a bit. So we're pushing in again. So now, see, that was sort of a miss micro there with his SCVs. He let a lot of those SCVs die. So we're pushing in a bit. Oh, we see a bunker here. Okay, we're not going to engage the bunker. Be careful. But this bunker right here, is really not going to do much, because he's really going to need more bunkers than that, because we can still attack this. We can still come over here, attack the SCVs. We can get this guy. We can take the factory out. So that bunker's really not going to do much, since we've got ranged units here. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus down this next depot. We're going to supply cap him, because that's his only depot he has. So that's really going to supply cap him and hurt him. We're going to try to take this bunker out. This barracks out. No, we're not going to be able to take it out. No, so we're moving around. We're gonna take this. He's trying to throw a tech lab down on that. So we're gonna come around. We're gonna take his guys route. We're just gonna play on the outskirts of this base. Harass him. Kill as much as we can. Now we're aiming at the command center. Now keep in mind that we're continually massing Marines out of those 2 barracks. We just do not stop massing Marines. If you see, we've only got 24 supply, so we've got quite a few Marines coming. So he's bringing his SC, he's taking his SCVs out, so he's going to attack us with the SCVs. He's pretty much criminally lost this game. So there you have it. So this is a strategy that I've been using quite extensively on Terran vs. Terran play in the Diamond League. I've been beating a number of fairly decent opponents. I've beaten a number of 1,000-point plus Diamond players. I've beaten, I'm really doing quite well with the strategy, and it's very simple to do. And all you do is you build a barracks at 7 supply, and then you build a barracks at 8 supply, and you have 8 total SCVs in the game. And do not go any more than 8 SCVs. And I find that 2 depots is pretty much all you need. And usually what I do is I'll build after I get my both barracks up. After I get my first barracks up, I'll queue up the 2 Marines, and then after the 2 Marines, as soon as I get the money, I'll build my first depot, and then shortly after that, I'll get my second depot, and I'll have 2 barracks up, constantly producing Marines, waypointing them in his base, and that's it. And I'll just focus on attacking. And the important things to note are, you'll most likely have the numerical advantage, assuming they go the standard build. So make sure you maintain that numerical advantage, and if they run at you with SCVs, run away. But make sure you come right back in. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys try this out because it really does work quite well. All right.